Oh, my inspiration has always been my daughter. That is the biggest inspiration. I want her to know, that exactly what you beautiful lady said so beautifully, by the way, that all the love that she needs is within herself. And then, of course, sharing that with all these other beautiful women that are going to be able to read our book, for them to know that as well. That inside is what matters. Their love for themselves is the biggest gift that they can give themselves.
Today, I have the absolute honor of introducing someone whose story will touch your soul and inspire your spirit. She is not only a devoted single mother, but a radiant light in the lives of so many other women. Through sacrifice, courage, and deep love, she has transformed her own journey into a source of strength and healing for others. Her path has not been easy, but in the face of challenges, she chose love. In the face of hardship, she chose hope. And now, as a coach and guide for other mothers, she's helped them rise, no matter where they are in life, and find joy, purpose, and wholeness again. This is proof that motherhood is not just about raising children, it's about rising as a woman too. Get ready to hear from a powerful heart, a true force of love and transformation. Please welcome the beautiful, soulful, and inspiring Jenifer Ayala.
Thank you so much.
So beautiful. Thank you, Nish, for opening us our podcast tonight, welcoming warmly all of our listeners across the globe. We are just so incredibly excited to speak to Jenifer today. She's part of this beautiful global movement of awakened moms, awakening the world, raising deeply conscious children that elevate peace and the energetic blueprint of the planet. We are collectively writing a book with Jenifer as one of the co-authors. It's a book called Be Light to Raise Light. It will be coming out at the end of 2025. Yes. And we are featuring 19 incredible women in this book, and we are publishing it with Hay House. And we're just so grateful, Jenifer, that you're part of this beautiful movement to elevate the planet's vibration. And so I'm just going to quickly introduce Jenifer in a little bit more detail. So Jenifer Ayala became a mother at the age of 18, a time when she was still discovering herself. She was navigating the challenges of young parenthood, carrying the weight of feeling unworthy and unlovable for so many years, and believing that being a single mother defined who she was and who she could become. Now, at the age of 33, she can now look back and see how far she's come. And what's beautiful is her journey has been one of healing, self-discovery, and reclaiming her worth. How beautiful is that? And today she's proud to raise her beautiful daughter with a sense of consciousness and love, teaching her that true worth comes from within. Jenifer is a certified life coach for moms and is passionate about helping other women, especially single mothers, see that they too have the strength to overcome their struggles and rise above the label that society may have placed on them. Whether she's spending time outdoors teaching a Zumba class or is present for her daughter, she's constantly reminded of the resilience we all carry within us. Her goal is to continue to grow, love, and share her story in hopes that it inspires others to embrace their own path with grace and strength. And I can tell you that she has already inspired me and Nish in terms of sharing her story. So, without further ado, Isla, what Jenifer Ayala, what inspired you to join Be Light to Raise Light?
Oh, my inspiration has always been my daughter. That is the biggest inspiration. I want her to know, that exactly what you beautiful lady said so beautifully, by the way, that all the love that she needs is within herself. And then, of course, sharing that with all these other beautiful women that are going to be able to read our book, for them to know that as well. That inside is what matters. Their love for themselves is the biggest gift that they can give themselves.
Yeah,
You know,
that's so beautiful.
it's so funny though, actually. I love what you have to say about that. It just made me feel so strong. There's one thing we always talk about is legacy. Is always leaving something beautiful for your kids to read or to feel when you're gone. And these are small little legacies of love that we leave our kids to say, hey, mom is rising and she continues to rise. So let's rise together. Right. That's what your story is all about. It's just rising as a single mother and continue to walk that path and that journey by just taking that each step and rising. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think your next question is, when writing your story, was there a turning point or a specific moment that shifted your heart from, I can't do this to, I can do this?
Yes, yes, I was. I remember this was almost towards the end of, when we had our deadline. I was sitting there and I was writing, and it was just a moment where I truly felt like this isn't for me. Like I shouldn't even be doing this. I was like, what was I thinking? And I just remember me and my daughter having a conversation, and I told her exactly how I was feeling. And she looked at me, she said, well, why can't you do this? And I said, I don't know. I don't have a reason. I just don't feel like I was just having a lot of self-doubt. And she said, no, you're going to finish that book because you said to me that you wanted to leave me something so that I can read. And I was like, oh. So again, falls down to my daughter.
Wow. Isn't that so beautiful? How the things that we imprint in them and the things that we share, that they reflect that back to us when we need it most. It's like she was that voice of hope. She was that voice of telling you to believe in yourself. And I just think that's just so beautiful that she gave you the courage to
Yes.
keep going. And I'm so glad she did, because your story is beautiful. It really, really is.
Oh, thank you.
Um, yes, I think you should be very proud of yourself. I know when I was reading the stories in Be Light to Raise Light and editing them, I had tears in my eyes and light in my soul and joy in my heart that each of you step forward, because I know the world is going to be so much better for you having shared your story. So thank you for doing that. So as a single mom, we know it takes so much strength. I know I was raised by a single mom. So can you share some of the challenges that you faced or still face, and how you take care of yourself and stay connected to love and awareness through it all? I really feel your story can inspire others.
Yes, I think one of my biggest struggles, something that I still to this day struggle with, is blaming myself for a lot of things that have happened, and also being a little bit like, sorry, I lost the word, but you know, feeling guilty anytime I want to do something for myself, or I want to, go out, and I'm like, oh, but I should probably just stay home. So having a lot of that is something that a lot of single moms face. I saw that with my mom as well because I was raised by a single mom. I noticed that a lot of the time she wouldn't do anything for herself because she was always worried about me and my sister and putting us first, which I mean, I love that. As moms, we do that all the time. But then we lose our light. We start to forget about ourselves and we're pouring way too much into other things, and we're tired, and we don't have the same energy to live life the way that we should. And I don't and that's one of the things that I'm still learning, still teaching other women as well. Together we're learning this, is that just because we're single parents or just because we're a mom's period, we don't have to let that light dim. We don't have to forget about ourselves. We have to pour into ourselves in order to be there for the people that we love.
Oh, that's, you know what? I think that's so relatable. The guilt that mothers feel, single moms and even non-single moms. And so I love that you still are prioritizing yourself as you serve your family and that you can bring your brightest light, your brightest soul forward, that your daughter can get that example of taking care of herself and pouring into herself so that she can bring the best to others. So I just want to take my hats off to you, especially being a single mom. There's so much that you're juggling. And
Yeah.
I just want to thank you for just showing up as your best self
Yeah.
and sharing this inspiration with others. That's just really beautiful.
It's so true about energy, though, right? Energy is a full on go for moms. And doesn't matter which mom, single moms, moms that are working, moms that have it all. We all think we have it all. But energy is huge. You're right. It's just like if you don't have that, you don't pour that inside of you, you can't pour it on the people that you love too as well. So it's we always have to take care of you yourself. So the fact that you even said that, your kids are watching you and that actually inspires. So just knowing that it's available, knowing that you need to do that. And I got to be honest, it's not easy. So the fact that you're bringing that up, it's a reminder for all these moms. Pour into yourself. Yes, yes. And then the energy will show up to your kids. I love that. If you could whisper one truth to every single mom who feels scared, lost, or alone in their choices, what would it be?
Oh, um, I would say that they are worthy of love, they're worthy of joy, and um, that I know that sometimes when we are going through things, for example, a divorce or a separation, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the end. I think that that's just the beginning of something beautiful.
We are all going through a hard time in life, right? Not everyone is perfect. I think I love that you said that. Every mom is beautiful. Every mom is exactly where they need to be. I feel like it's like a little canvas. You get to choose how you want your life to be. And so being scared or being lost is something different, right? Like if they are feeling that, the fact that you just said, you are beautiful, you're worthy, it's so beautiful. It's a reminder, a good reminder that they are in the right tracks and it's okay to feel that and it's okay to be where you are. Yeah. And then this way they know they're not in the wrong place. It's just the next step is how can I move forward? Right?
Yes, it's all part of the journey.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like what you said is that, a lot of mothers who are making that decision can feel scared of the unknown and that you're reminding them that it is a chance to have a step in the direction of something beautiful and to kind of reframe it, right? So I love the way you put that because I think on the other side of fear is often expansion. And sometimes we don't see that. And sometimes it feels scary. And, if you're being guided there, to just trust that. So, yeah, I would love to hear from you, Jenifer, an excerpt that you would love to read from your story that you want to share and convey to your beautiful daughter and mothers and children around the world what your core message is from that excerpt from your story. So is there an excerpt that you'd like to share?
There is, yes. I'm just gonna put my glasses on and bring it up here. Just give me one moment.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, here we go. Okay, so looking back, I am in awe of how far I've come. I am no longer trapped by the patterns of my past. I have broken free, and in doing so, I have created a future for my daughter. She is growing up with the belief that her worth is innate, that it doesn't come from outside validation, but from within. Through my own healing journey, I've realized that raising a conscious being starts with being willing to heal yourself first.
Yes. Yes. Don't we just all want to raise our hands with that? I love
Oh,
because you need to raise yourself first before you can even raise up anyone that's conscious being. You need to know that yourself first before you can raise that. And that is how we all need to see. Again, it comes back to taking care of yourself first before you start to take care of everybody else. So thank you. Yes, I feel that in my core.
okay. That I love the part about your worth is innate,
Yeah.
that it's within. I think that's a message that your daughter and children and mothers around the world can just feel in the depths of their heart. So thank you. That was so beautifully written. And now you can see everyone why I was crying when I was reading all
Yeah.
the stories and my heart was just breaking open. And I cannot wait for all of you to read our book very soon of all these beautiful mothers.
Is there a
So,
message? Yeah, I just want to ask her one question though,
oh, of
in
course, yeah.
self-love. You know, you've gone through all of this in your stage. You've learned so much as as a single mom. You started at a very young age too, as well. And because you started and you had your little one at a young age, there was a lot of growing up to do as a mom. There's a lot of single moms out there that are probably in a very same situation that you're in today. Can you give us the depths of how you got to understand that if you don't take care of you first, you can't give that to your child? How did you get there and what brought you there first?
Um, how I got there was I started getting to a point where I could not even like I would walk past a mirror, but I couldn't even look at myself. I didn't want to see who I had become because I had completely let myself go. And I don't just mean physically, I mean mentally. I wasn't doing anything. I was just, doing my daily routine, going home, work, taking care of my daughter. That was it. That was my life. And I kept pretending that I was happy. I kept telling myself, no, no, you're happy. This is good. This is enough. But it wasn't enough because I wasn't happy. And that's when there was just one day I said to myself, well, why can't I be happy? I think I deserve some happiness. And that's when I really started to do that inner work and healing from things in the past that I didn't realize I even needed to heal from. Things were coming up constantly. These were triggers and everything, but I just kept ignoring it because I thought, well, it's safer that way, then I don't have to, do anything about it. I'm okay. But when I started seeing a pattern of how it kept affecting me on my day-to-day life and I wasn't going anywhere, I was like, okay, it's time to change that.
And
And
what
actually,
steps? Yeah, sorry.
oh, sorry, Nish, go ahead.
I was just going to say, what steps did you actually take? Because you're right. You had to look at yourself and say, oh my God, this is not going the way I feel like I'm going. You had to heal all the past and the trauma that you went through, right? You had to get through that. You had to heal it. Give me one example that you can get any moms to do just for themselves. That when you really truly want to be for your sake, if you want to do something for you, how can you start?
I started, or you can start by forgiving, forgiving yourself and then anybody else that you need to forgive. Because I feel that when we forgive, that's when we can truly find peace for ourselves and, continue moving forward. So forgiveness.
Wow. And I wanted to also ask, you talk about the inner work. So for mothers who, haven't gone there yet, haven't taken that journey, because sometimes it can be scary to face ourselves, right? The things that could be beneath the surface. When you talk about inner work, can you explain that a little bit more for our listeners?
Sure. So when I was referring to inner work, was one of them was talking about that forgiveness. I was afraid to talk about my past because I thought that every time I talked about it, I had to relive it and stay stuck in there. But in reality, when we do that stuff, when we start, talking about our traumas, talking about our past, and working through it, it's it's a form of healing. We don't have to live in it when we talk about it. Is that was one of the problems. I thought every time that I talked about it, I was reliving the whole thing.
Mm.
But when I started to, I can share. I hope this is okay, I can share this, but one of the things that I did was I got a coach. I had a life coach myself, and she helped me, she guided me through all these different exercises. And one of them was I wrote a letter that I wish I could have told this person, but I never had the courage or the strength, or maybe I didn't feel like I should. Um, and when I wrote that letter, I can't even tell you the amount of weight that just lifted off my shoulders. So definitely, having the coach was helpful so that she could guide me, but also me doing the actual work by, okay, this is the exercise, now you go do it.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. It's so therapeutic writing, and then going back to an event in the past and being able to release that.
Yes.
And that's very powerful. And yeah, I love that you went to a life coach and now you are a life coach. That's pretty amazing as well. So yeah, I'd love to hear. Anish, did you have any more questions you wanted to ask? Or I had one last question I wanted to ask.
No, please go ahead. I love the fact that you even brought up that letter, first of all. Thank you so much. It's just another way of a mom to go back to it and say, hey, that's a good idea. I need to do that too, as well. Sometimes just to write it out and to feel it and to really cry it out is another thing. And then to actually release it. So that is so beautiful. And I really like it because I think that's something that everyone should do in and no matter where they are. Forgiveness is so important to heal. So thank you for sharing that.
Love it. This is why we do these beautiful podcasts,
I
right?
know,
There's so
right?
many beautiful things that come out of it. So thank you. And so, yeah, given that you're now a life coach, how do you serve your beautiful gifts in the world? And how can our listeners get in touch with you?
So you could find me on my website, through my website, which is jeniferayala.com. You can get in touch with me that way, or you can find me on my Instagram, which is Coach Jenifer underscore.
Amazing. Awesome. And we will, don't worry, listeners, we'll put all of those details in the show notes as well. And I love that you're working with moms to help them through the journey of healing and being their best self and really finding their innate worth, as you said. So for all the mothers listening, and you're specifically focusing on single moms, is that correct? Or is it all mothers?
It's all mothers, but
Okay.
I guess we can call it my specialty is with single moms.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's great. So you have, you've gone through the journey, you've done the inner work, you're here standing in your shine and your truth, and now you're beautifully serving other mothers. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for stepping forward and holding the hand of other mothers on the journey of coming back home to who they are. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you. I've told this to you before already, Jen. You are a beautiful mama inside and out. No matter where you're going, what journey you take, your daughter is watching every step that you take. And in that step, she's watching how beautifully you're rising. And I can see that you are going towards the light that's leading you right above this entire universe. You are beautiful. You're wonderful inside and out. And I continue to see that you are ready to touch everyone that will see your story and that will just love you for who you are. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing who you are. And we're so happy to have you today. And again, having this place just to talk to our authors is everything for us. And that's why we wrote this book of Be Light to Raise Light, which is coming out soon, probably mostly before the end of this year. And we cannot wait to share it out to the world. 2025 is going to be the most epic year of Be Light to Raise Light. So thank you, Jenifer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you. And yes, check out our journey. Follow us at Be Light to Raise Light. The wisdom of these beautiful co-authors is changing the world and will change yours. Thank you so much for being here. So much love to you all. Thank you, Jenifer, for joining us today. We're so happy. Thank you so much. Have
Love
a
you
wonderful day,
all.
everyone. Bye for now.
Be Light to Raise Light is a sacred and extraordinary platform where mothers are invited to shine brilliantly and share their unique stories with the world. Through books, stages, social gatherings, and more, we elevate these voices to the highest vibration, illuminating not only their personal journeys, but the collective consciousness of the world. Our vision is to create a radiant community of mothers who come together to inspire, empower, and light up the world with their truth and wisdom. Be Light to Raise Light is a space where authenticity thrives, stories resonate, and every woman's light is celebrated. Join us in this beautiful mission by becoming part of our community. Follow us on Facebook at Be Light to Raise Light or on Instagram at Be Light to Raise Light, or connect with us directly by email at inspire@belighttoraiselight.com. Together, let's ignite a movement of light, love, and transformation.